What's good, everybody? I'm Johnny Danger.
Jesse Wheeler.
And we are the Dangerous Dudes. So I wanted to get into something very important. I just got new golf clubs.
Nice.
They've changed my life. For those of you that don't know, it's coming up on 15 years. I had a spinal cord injury, a diving accident. Was happy to survive, and then happy to get to the point where I could walk and didn't need a wheelchair to go everywhere. And I was just learning how to play golf before my accident. And the difference between playing hand-me-down clubs versus playing clubs that are fitted to your body are the difference between like playing a garage sale guitar versus like a custom Gibson Les Paul with your name on the headstock. Like, I'm all in, 10 toes down. I made the investment. We're going to have some golf outings that will take you guys on a journey with us, as the season progresses. That's the one. How are you feeling about your game heading into the season?
Golf's one of those things that, like, I've been playing golf for 30 plus years, and I'm still just learning because I've taken lessons, I have fitted clubs and all that stuff, and I love playing. Especially, we've been going to the simulator during the winter, which is awesome, super fun. It feels like a video game. But like an ultimate interactive video game.
Yeah.
It's really a good time. Fairways here in Endwell. But getting out when it's nice out and it's not too hot, being outside, with your friends is a really enjoyable experience. Through about 14 holes, and then you're like, Brent, our friend Brendan had the best line. He's like, who decided that this needs to be 18 holes? Like, who made that decision?
You start thinking about it right around 14.
13, 14, it's
right.
Like, all right, even if I'm playing okay, it's like you're starting to get tired.
Yeah.
And, you just want to get to the end, unless you're having like an amazing round, which I really don't know what that feels like. But like, it's all about baby steps. It's like, you could be like Matt and your goal is to shoot under par, or you can be like me and my goal is to get under 50 on 9 holes, which, I'm just as excited if I do that as he is if he shoots a 71.
You've gotten under 50
a couple of
and
times.
9,
My
nice.
best is 48. Or a shoot like a shot at Hiawatha. I've only shot under 100 once, but that was like, it felt like I had accomplished something.
Like you walked on the moon.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm finally making progress. And then like the next time out, you're like, I wasn't.
So golf is one of those games. Remember, I had the stretch at Hiawatha from holes 3 through 8 where like the worst hole was double bogey. And I hit 2 pars, a couple of bogeys. I got out of trouble in some spots. And I, like, the shots that I was putting up there, I was meaning to put up there. And it just occurred to me around like hole 8, holy shit, I'm playing golf. Like, it's really happening. And this is over the course of 4 or 5 years. I started this science experiment, and I don't have wild slices left or right. So like my, straight shots really serve me well. Now it's just a matter of getting them to go farther. And they go a lot farther when you have clubs that are fitted to your body. But what I was getting at is I had that amazing, round that one day. The next time we go play, Matt says to me, before we even start playing, like, hey, last round we played here, you played really good. He's like, don't let it get to your head. This is another day. And sure enough, I played like shit. Well, not because he said that, but like I was bound to play like shit.
I was with Matt when he shot his best round, 67 at Hiawatha, which it was incredible to watch. Like a week before that, I was with him. He shot like 88. So like at the same course with the same clubs, like it just kind of exemplifies how difficult the game it is.
It's humbling,
without question. But every time we go play, you get to that first hole and it's like, today's a new day. I can do better than last time. And every par 3, like that's one of our things. You go into a par 3, it's like, hole in one chance. Everybody's got a chance at a hole in one. Like I'm probably not going to get it, but I still have a chance.
The best thing about golf is it always offers you a chance at redemption.
Yeah.
It's,
Even single holes.
It's a life lesson though. And I don't mean to get all Bagger Vance on everybody. And I think golf has become quite a bit more accessible. It's been elitist throughout the years, but it's become way more accessible. It had an explosion during COVID.
Oh yeah.
The popularity exploded. There was the Tiger explosion, and then there was the COVID explosion, and the sport is seemingly, as popular as ever. And for somebody like me that can't run and jump, if you can hit a ball accurately, you can play golf. I mean, there's no rules. You can hit a ball inaccurately and play golf, but like if you want to get better and shoot some scores and go out there and have, fun with your friends, it's a lot more fun when you can make shots. Yeah. You're not just out there like embarrassing yourself and just spraying balls all over the place. And thankfully, like I don't lose balls, and it's all about me like putting in the work, going to the driving range, working your clubs. Don't just go out there and hit bombs on the, with your driver. Like you got to work your wedge and your putter.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had a hole. It's like I hit a good drive, decent approach shot, and then like 4-putt. Like there's so many aspects of the game. All right, I can get a handful of pars today. Or maybe I can have a few shots at birdies. And my goal right now,
play bogey golf. Yeah.
That's a bogey golf at most courses is a 90. Yeah. And if I could do that consistently, I would be absolutely thrilled. I don't care about being a scratch. I mean, obviously you'd love to be a scratch golfer and be able to shoot in the 70s. That's obviously ideal, but your average golfer, has a hard time breaking 100. It reminded me, I read something recently, like what would your average, like decent golfer, somebody like Matt, what would somebody like that shoot at like Augusta? And in all likelihood, he would not be able to break 100. It's that difficult. And there's a big difference between like say Hiawatha and some of the easier courses locally. But if I could consistently play bogey golf, I would be really thrilled with that type of progress. And even though I've had many, many years that normally like you would draw the conclusion it's not happening. Like you've been playing golf for 30 years. You're not playing bogey golf at this point.
You're actually headed in the other direction.
Yeah. But it's like, no, I've been stuck at the same point, like, shooting in the low hundreds.
Well, maybe the breakthrough's coming. Maybe it's going to happen
as you get older. Yeah.
The one thing is every time we go out, there's always going to be a story that unfolds that day. No matter how bad you played, it's always going to be, hey, remember that shot that you hit on 8 to get out of the bunker and you got up and on and you one-putted it? No matter how bad your day was, there's always the chance at like that story that you get to tell for like years to come.
Right.
And you've got to prove it. Every time you go out there, you've got to do it again and do it again. These guys that consistently do it round after round, it's super impressive.
And then to watch the professionals, like,
oh, it's insane. Scotty Scheffler knocking down 12-foot putts, like it's boring.
The most incredible thing is to watch the old Tiger,
oh my God,
highlights where when he was at the height of his game,
shaping shots,
he was like not only like the longest hitter, they had to Tiger proof all the courses,
but also
like he was the best putter.
Yeah.
Like he make putts. Like there's that one clip where he starts the putt and then before it's a long putt, it's probably like a 25-footer. He starts the putt and before it goes in, he takes his hat off. He's shaking hands with his opponent and he's like, wait a minute, like you're not even, and like after he shakes hand, puts the hats back on, the putt rolls in. It's like, that is like brass balls.
It's like
that is like Michael Jordan type stuff.
Remember the Larry Bird look away during the 3-point contest where he leaves his hand up and just walks away before the ball's even through the cylinder?
Yeah.
That is when you know that you're the guy. Yeah. This past Friday, I was up at Elm Tree golf course in Dryden, and I had a bucket of 50 balls, and it was up it was on the chip and putt. So it's about a 4-foot elevation up onto the green. So you're down, there's a berm, and you're sitting down like in the soft rough, and you got to chip it up and on, get up and on, about 4.5 feet, I would say, is the elevation, right? I think I got 45 of them up and on with this new U wedge of mine. I've got like, that's this new part of my game is like, I actually have touch with my wedges, which is something I didn't have up until literally like this year. And I told Matt, and I showed him, like, I sent him a picture. I was like, look, I'm not just out here on the driving range, just hitting bombs with my driver. I'm working on my short game too. And he says, that's great. He goes, now you just got to bring it to the course. And he's right. Yeah. Because on the practice round, you've got 50 balls in your basket. Out when you're playing for real, you got one ball.
Speaking of Tiger, one of the things I was thinking about, you probably saw that he tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Or is it Achilles? It's one or the other.
It was his Achilles.
Yeah. Which is a terrible injury.
Yeah.
It's a long recovery. It's a bummer. Obviously, I love Tiger.
Me too.
When he came back and won the Masters, that was amazing.
2019.
But the thing that I've wished for him is go to the Champions Tour, go to the Senior Tour. What he could do for that tour if he came to the Dix Open, and it would be like, it would draw crowds like you wouldn't believe. He could probably win some Champions Tours events, but also provide this level of excitement, kind of like what John Daly does. John Daly plays the Champions Tour events, and he's not that competitive. Sometimes he plays well.
He could inject a lot of life into that league.
Yeah, it would give it this new,
what's weird?
Breath of life that would be incredible.
What's weird is, like, talking about Tiger's mortality and that he should join the Champions League. Like, he's like our age.
He's like, I know.
So saying that, like, I almost cringed when you said that.
But at the same time, it's like, so are all of our other idols. Like, look at, like, our band.
Yeah.
On Champions Tour, you get to use a cart, and it's only 3 rounds.
Is Freddie Couples on the Seniors Tour?
Yeah. He comes to Dix Open.
I love Freddie Couples.
Yeah, he was good. I saw him there at the BC Open when he was a PGA player, but he's generally there. Daly's always there.
Mm-hmm. Who's the one from Ireland?
Patrick Harrington.
Paddy Harrington.
Bernard
he's killing it, isn't he?
He's good. Yeah, I think he won
the Dix.
I think 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
No,
I like Paddy Harrington.
Daly's amazing. He like smokes cigarettes out in the course and drinks and
hair of the dog all the time.
At the Dix Open, he like goes to the bar, like to Stu's, like down the street in Endicott, and was like guest bartending, or you'll see him there like hanging out, and he'll go up and guest sing because he's come out with he's released like country music songs.
Yeah, he plays guitar and sings.
All my exes wear Rolexes and stupid silly shit like that. But he's a partier and people love him. And he was actually in contention, I think last year, maybe finished top 10, still has it, still can play.
The one thing about John Daly that you can't deny is the dude is authentic.
Yeah.
He is really that guy.
He's really built his brand too. He's in the back 9 of his career and kind of.
He's on the 19th hole.
Yeah, in more than one way.
Yeah.
Like he
and loving it.
He's kind of leaned into that heavy drinking, heavy smoking, out of shape, slob.
It's a tough life to live.
It's amazing he's made it this long.
He just drinks Diet Cokes instead of water.
Diet Cokes instead of water and large amounts of alcohol. Still.
Yeah. I mean,
it's tough.
I think his golf game is not part and parcel to his lifestyle, but he's a hell of a golfer, and I'd love to hang out with him at Stu's if he's guest bartending this. When is Dix?
Sometime in July, I think.
I'll be out of the country for a bit, but maybe if the timing works out.
I honestly can't remember.
I'd like to go.
It could be in June.
Let's go hang with John Daly. We'll bring him on the show.
All right. Thanks for tuning into another episode. It's another successful day of riffing.
Yeah, right on.
Cheers to that.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Later.